Summer crowds are finally leaving the parks, which can only mean one thing. It's August, and what that means is it's time for another monthly preview. So what we're going to do in today's video is we're going to tell you everything you need to know and what you can expect if you're visiting the Universal Orlando Resort in the month of August.
The good news is that August should be less busy than the rest of the summer has been. Now, we will still see some busier days at the beginning of the month, but as we get towards the end of August, the crowds really should start to die down. And the reason for that is that at that point, most schools and even universities are back in session, which means that there are just less people taking vacations. Universal is really trying to impress Tyler with the simplicity of their park hours this month. Both Universal Studios and Islands of Adventure are open from 9 in the morning until 9 at night the entire month of August. Except on August 26th, Universal Studios closes at 6 p.m. and on the 30th, Universal Studios closes at 8 p.m. Now, we're not exactly sure why it's closing early on the 30th, but on the 26th, there is like a concert series, the Music After Dark concert series, and Maroon 5 is actually going to be performing on the Music Plaza stage. Now, this is a separately ticketed event.
An expensive one, too.
Hence the reason that the park is closing early. You don't get access to that with your ticket. So if you do want to see Maroon 5 perform, you will have to buy separate tickets for that.
In regards to the parks closing early on the 30th, August 30th is Anna's birthday. So what I have done is I have rented out the parks, and that's why they're closing. No, I haven't. We have no clue why the parks are closing early on the 30th. If you know, let us know in the comments.
Volcano Bay's schedule is kind of similar to last month, where some of the weekends have longer hours than the weekdays do. So for the first 2 weeks of the month, from Monday to Thursday, the water park is open from 10 in the morning until 7 at night. And then on the weekends, which is Friday to Sunday, it's open from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., just like the two theme parks. Okay. Then after that second weekend, instead of the park hours changing, the park is just open from 10 to 7, regardless of what day of the week it is. Except the last 4 days of the month, so the 28th through the 31st, instead of Volcano Bay closing at 7 p.m., it closes at 6 p.m.
And that's because it's your birthday and I have rented out Volcano. No, I haven't.
No, you haven't. But you can kind of tell from the park hours how busy they're expecting it to be towards the end of the month. So as those park hours get shorter, that means they're expecting less people to be there. So that's another good indication that the crowd should be slowing down towards the end of the month. We do have early park admission at Islands of Adventure for the entire month of August, and that'll be starting at 8 in the morning. Volcano Bay also has early park admission, which will be an hour before the park opens to daytime guests. So for almost all of August, that'll be 9 in the morning, except for those first 2 weekends when the park opens an hour earlier, at which point it'll be 8 in the morning. And if you do have a Premier or a Preferred seasonal pass, you can get access to early entry as well, but the seasonal and the Power Pass currently do not. While we're on the subject of annual passes, there are some blockout dates to be aware of, but they're only for Volcano Bay. The two theme parks don't have any blockout dates at all this month. So for the Power and the Preferred Pass, you can get into Volcano Bay through the 14th of the month, but you can only do so after 4 p.m.
Okay.
And then for the Seasonal Pass, you are completely blocked out through the 14th. But starting on the 15th of August, all 4 passes have access to Volcano Bay without any kind of blockout or restricted hours. There's also something else going on for annual pass holders this month, and that is more pass holder appreciation days.
Let's go.
The appreciation days will start on August 15th, so right after everyone is no longer blocked out of Volcano Bay.
We appreciate you.
And it'll run all the way through September 30th. Now, there's not a ton of information on exactly what the perks are gonna be at this point in time. I'm sure they'll probably make announcements like the very day that we release this video. So I'll go ahead and put a link in the description to the pass holder page so that you can click on that and check those out for yourself. But we do know that they're gonna have some exclusive food items, both in the parks and at all of the on-site resorts. And something that I found interesting on the pass holder page is that it does specify that you can only order these food items if you're an annual pass holder, and even mentions like having to flash an annual pass. And I don't know if I've just been oblivious to that wording in the past, but that did make me laugh that, like, I don't know if they're cracking down on like security of who orders those food items, but I found it pretty funny.
No pizza fries for you, sir. We're also apparently getting another UOAP magnet, and this one's supposed to be themed to the Mummy, which we'll talk about here in just a little bit. And also, I've read something about maybe Passholder rates, which is kind of a weird thing because we're supposed to get Passholder rates anyways, so I don't know if this is like an additional Passholder rate, like if it's a better Passholder rate. I'm not sure. It seems kind of weird to say like it's a perk when we're already supposed to get. I'm confused about it, but maybe we're getting more of a percentage off the hotels. I guess that is to be determined.
And since Tyler mentioned the Mummy, we do need to talk about the fact that that is the only attraction at the Universal Orlando Resort that is currently shut down. But I feel like they're trying to hint at something with that magnet.
There's just so much going on with the Mummy and like different things that it could literally open, like it could open while we're recording this video. It's June 23rd. And so by the time that you're watching this, honestly, it may already be open. And if that's the case, then, you know, you can skip over this part because it's really not relevant. But if it still hasn't opened, you can continue watching because we sort of got something right. We're not really guessing anything. It's just, yeah, keep watching.
And the construction walls have completely come down at the Mummy.
Yeah.
And we've even heard that you can see them playing the old Brendan Fraser like pre-show video on the TVs that are just inside the queue. So it really seems like it could be any day now, and we've got our fingers crossed because we can't wait to ride it again. Speaking of things that are closing down, the Summer Tribute Store is still open at the time that we're recording this video, but it will eventually have to close so that it can make room for the Halloween Horror Nights Tribute Store. At least that is what tradition would have us believe. So make sure that you take some time to go check it out because it's one of our favorite tribute stores that we've ever had a chance to walk through. It is absolutely gorgeous. And on the flip side of that, there's another attraction over in Universal Studios that has recently reopened, and that is the Shrek and Donkey meet and greet. So you used to be able to find the duo over on the side of the Monsters Cafe,
which also
building,
closed.
But they have been relocated over into the Woody Woodpecker Kids Zone. So they're back there now instead of being at the front of the park.
Yeah, I think it's in the old Barney store.
That
like
sounds right, yeah.
Barney storefront. We haven't been to see it yet, but I think that's, like, I've seen pictures and videos of it, and I'm pretty sure that's where it's at.
Donkey is absolutely worth going to see. He's my second favorite character at the parks, not quite my first, but we can almost guarantee that he'll make you laugh.
Unfortunately, we don't have any more like HHN news other than that it's coming and it's coming quickly. We're barely a month out and we only have 3 houses announced.
Yikes.
They did just tease something on Twitter and Instagram and things where they put out like a little teaser. And a lot of people were speculating that that will be for the weekend house, which is also being speculated. We don't really know anything. August is going to be full of HHN news because we have a lot of stuff left to announce. We haven't had an announcement since Blumhouse, which means it's been a while at this point.
Yeah, but during that press release, they did mention that multi-night tickets will be on sale eventually. They didn't announce like any specific date when they're going to be coming on sale though, so make sure that you're keeping an eye out for that so that you can snag one of those tickets.
Alright guys, that wraps up today's video. Leave us a comment in the comment section and let us know, how hot are you going to be if you're visiting during August?
If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. You can hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you get an alert every time we post a new video.
Thanks for watching. Surprise, we're moving.